Since I began my journey in the world of horses, I've heard all kinds of surprising stories, exotic breeds, gigantic animals, and remarkable achievements. But nothing has impacted me as deeply as the moment I discovered the story of Bombel, the world's smallest horse, officially recognized by the Guinness World Records. It felt as if a new door had opened before me, revealing a completely unexpected and enchanting side of the equine universe. And today, I want to take you with me on this experience, as if we were walking side by side through this fascinating world. I remember the first time I saw a picture of him. I was researching miniature horses when suddenly that tiny Appaloosa appeared on my screen, covered with white and black spots that looked like delicate brushstrokes on an incredibly small body. I could hardly believe it was real. Is that really a horse? I wondered. It looked like a movie character, something so unusual that it instantly captured my attention. The more I researched, the more impressed I became. Bombel wasn't just small. He was proportional, healthy, and incredibly charismatic, something very few animals manage to transmit even through a photograph. As I dove deeper into his story, I discovered that Bombel was born in Poland, on a farm specialized in miniature horses. It was there that he received all the care needed to grow in the best way possible. His caretakers often mentioned that even among miniature horses, he stood out. While other foals grew at a normal pace, he remained tiny, maintaining remarkable body harmony. This sparked so much curiosity that, over time, the Guinness team traveled to the farm to perform the official measurement that would change Bombel's life forever. And when I talk about change, I'm not referring only to fame. Bombel became a symbol of how even the smallest animals can deeply touch people's hearts. As soon as I learned his story, I realized I needed to share it with my audience. It isn't just a curiosity. It's an invitation to look at horses differently, with more sensitivity and admiration. Bombel proved that, in the world of horses, size means nothing compared to the emotional impact an animal can have. So in this first part, I want you to understand how important this discovery was for me and for everyone who loves the equine world. Bombel's story is inspiring, emotional, and full of curious details that I'll explore further in the next parts. Now that you've seen this introduction, get ready. We're just beginning to uncover the journey of the smallest horse on Earth. After first discovering Bombel, I felt that I needed to understand more deeply how such a tiny horse had come to exist. It wasn't just curiosity. It was the sense that his story held something truly special. And the more I researched, the more I realized that Bombel is the result of a rare combination of genetics, care, and circumstances that almost never repeat themselves in the horse world. So I began exploring his background, uncovering not only who he is but how he managed to claim such an extraordinary world record. Bombel was born in Poland, on a farm specialized in miniature horses. I've always enjoyed learning about the origins of the animals I talk about, and the first thing that stood out to me was the environment where he was raised. The farm was known for producing healthy, well-cared-for miniatures with excellent veterinary supervision. This made all the difference in Bombel's development. Even though he was smaller than the other foals, he received constant monitoring to ensure that his health remained stable and that he could grow at his own pace. Genetics also played a crucial role. While the Appaloosa breed is famous for its spotted coats and athletic versatility, it is not common in the miniature horse world. This already makes Bombel a unique animal. He was born with the striking appearance of an Appaloosa but in a reduced size, an extremely rare and charming combination. As I continued my research, I learned that the breeders noticed early on that he was much smaller than expected, and instead of seeing it as a problem, they embraced it as a special trait that would make him stand out. Another detail that fascinated me was his relationship with his caretakers. They described Bombel as calm, affectionate, and always willing to interact. This gentle temperament ensured that he received all the necessary care, especially because being so tiny required extra attention during his early months. The breeder's dedication was essential. They monitored his nutrition, his growth, and even the smallest signs of behavior, making sure he never faced any difficulties related to his size. Over time, it became clear that Bombel wouldn't grow like the others. But what amazed everyone was that he remained perfectly proportioned. He wasn't fragile, he didn't seem sick, and he had no structural issues. He was simply small. This caught the attention of visitors and veterinarians alike, until Bombel's story began to spread beyond the farm. That's when he caught the eye of the Guinness Book, which quickly became interested in the tiny Polish horse defying all expectations. When the Guinness evaluators arrived to take the official measurements, Bombel was already a favorite among everyone who knew him. And when the results were confirmed, it was official. He had become the shortest living horse in the world, a title that not only placed him in the record books but also highlighted the importance of responsible care and a nurturing environment that respects each animal's individuality. This second part of Bombel's story made me reflect on how every horse has a unique journey. In his case, everything, from the place he was born to the dedication of his caretakers, helped shape the tiny giant who would go on to enchant the world. As I kept studying and following Bombel's story, I realized that what makes him truly special is not just his size. What turns Bombel into a global phenomenon is his personality. The more I read the accounts of the people who live with him, the more I felt as if I were getting to know a tiny hero, the kind that enters people's lives to brighten everything around with a unique energy. And that is exactly what Bombel represents. An extraordinary mix of sweetness, calmness, and charisma that wins over everyone who crosses his path. One of the things that impressed me most was the way Bombel interacts with humans. He shows no shyness or fear, even though he is so small compared to the people around him. Quite the opposite. Reports say he likes to approach, sniff, lean in, and even ask for affection. His caretakers often say he has a peaceful temperament, a natural serenity that spreads to anyone nearby. And to me, that explains much of the emotional impact he has on people. Bombel also has remarkable emotional intelligence. He seems to understand when someone needs comfort. In children's hospitals, for instance, he approaches gently, as if he knows that small gestures can change someone's entire day. Watching some of the recordings of these therapeutic visits, I realized Bombel does more than entertain. He creates connection. And that connection is pure, light, and meaningful. He doesn't speak or use gestures like a human, but his presence alone conveys hope. This natural ability to touch people emotionally has made Bombel one of the best-known horses in assisted therapy programs. Unlike larger horses that can't enter certain places, Bombel can walk through narrow hallways, elevators, and small rooms. This makes him a powerful therapeutic companion. Children who never imagined seeing a horse up close get the chance to touch, hug, and look into the eyes of a tiny Appaloosa who seems almost magical. And that was the moment I truly connected with his story. For me, horses always represented freedom, strength, and movement. But Bombel showed me another side of the equine world, the emotional side that doesn't depend on size, strength, or speed. He proves that horses can also be small messengers of affection, calming and transforming the environment simply by being present. This made me look even more deeply into the real value these animals bring into our lives. Understanding his personality made me realize that the world record he holds is only one piece of the story. What truly makes him unforgettable is his ability to make people smile without saying a single word. In a way, Bombel teaches us that sometimes the smallest one in the stable is the one who carries the biggest heart. When I learned that Bombel took part in therapeutic visits, I realized his story went far beyond the Guinness World Record. I've always admired the work horses do in assisted therapy programs, but seeing such a tiny horse play such a huge role touched me deeply. It's impossible not to feel moved when you witness how an animal can transform an entire atmosphere simply by being present. And Bombel does this with astonishing naturalness. His therapeutic visits usually take place in children's hospitals, where routines can be difficult, exhausting, and emotionally overwhelming. I remember watching the videos and feeling as if I were walking beside him through those narrow hallways. It's almost surreal to see a horse entering an elevator, passing through small doors, and stepping into a child's room. This is only possible because he is tiny, well-proportioned, and incredibly calm. He seems to understand that he is in a special environment, where every step must be gentle and full of care. The most beautiful part is watching the children's reactions. Some look shocked, as if they were seeing a fairy tale character appear before their eyes. Others begin laughing instantly, and that genuine laughter lights up the entire room. Then there are the children going through difficult moments, maybe dealing with pain, fear, or uncertainty. Bombel, in his own gentle way, approaches them, tilts his head, touches them softly with his muzzle, and simply stays there. It's a simple gesture, but it carries an enormous emotional weight. And I truly believe that this kind of connection is one of the purest forms of healing. By reading reports and listening to specialists, I realized miniature horses already have an important place in therapy work. But Bombel goes beyond that. He isn't just small. He has presence, calmness, and a sensitivity that very few animals show. Many healthcare professionals say it seems like he knows when a child needs more attention or when his quiet presence alone is enough. The impact on families and healthcare workers is also remarkable. Watching the children smile transforms the hospital atmosphere and renews the energy of everyone working there. Many nurses report that after Bombel's visits, the emotional climate changes noticeably. People feel lighter, stress decreases, and even the silence in the hallways feels less heavy. This shows that assisted therapy is not important only for the patients, but for the entire environment around them. Every time I watch these videos of Bombel walking with his little legs, gently swaying his tiny tail as he enters a hospital room, I'm reminded of the power animals have to change lives. They ask for nothing in return. They simply offer what is most genuine in them: presence, affection, and authenticity. And Bombel, with his tiny body and enormous heart, is living proof that sometimes the smallest being can make the biggest difference. As I continued researching Bombel, I began to understand that his story goes far beyond a simple record. He is not just the smallest horse in the world. He is a powerful symbol of the importance of miniature horses and how these tiny equines are gaining more and more recognition in people's hearts and in different areas of society. And when we look at this bigger context, it becomes clear just how significant Bombel's legacy truly is. To many people, miniature horses are nothing more than small versions of regular horses. But as I studied these animals more closely, I discovered a world far more complex and fascinating. Miniature horses don't just have their own characteristics. They also perform roles that larger horses simply cannot. One of the most important roles is emotional support. Because they are gentle, expressive, and small, miniature horses form close, meaningful connections with humans, especially with children and elderly individuals. And that's exactly where Bombel's impact becomes undeniable. He opened doors, both literally and symbolically, for the world to understand the potential of these small equines. His presence in hospitals, events, and educational programs proved that miniature horses are not mere curiosities, but emotional partners capable of incredible transformation. Thanks to Bombel, thousands of people started to appreciate these animals and see them as much more than their small size suggests. Another fascinating aspect of Bombel's legacy is how he broke stereotypes even within the equine community. When we think of famous horses, we often imagine race champions, powerful representatives of classic breeds, or imposing show horses. However, Bombel showed that greatness does not depend on height, strength, or speed. He proved that a horse can become globally recognized for touching hearts, inspiring people, and building emotional connections, something no race trophy could achieve in the same way. His story also brought more visibility to responsible miniature horse breeding. Bombel is an example of how genetics, professional care, and proper environment can produce healthy, well-balanced, and extraordinary animals. This encouraged breeders worldwide to look more thoughtfully at miniature horses, investing in better management, healthcare, and socialization programs. Reflecting on all of this, I realized how impressive Bombel's legacy truly is. He is more than a name in the Guinness Book. He is a representative of all miniature horses and living proof that every animal, regardless of size, can make a massive impact on the world. His journey inspires people, improves lives, and touches even those who have never had direct contact with horses. Above all, Bombel reminds us that nature always finds ways to surprise us. He proves that the extraordinary can exist in the most unexpected and enchanting forms. And when such a tiny animal manages to move so many hearts, it's impossible not to feel inspired to look at horses, and at life, with a deeper sense of beauty and appreciation. After diving deep into the story of Bombel, the smallest horse in the world, I realized that his journey is more than just interesting, it's transformative. And now, as we reach the end of this video, I want to share with you the most important message Bombel leaves for all of us. A message that goes far beyond horse breeding, beyond records, and beyond appearances. Because Bombel, with his tiny height, carries an enormous meaning about sensitivity, resilience, and purpose. Throughout my research, it became clear that Bombel didn't win the world over because of his size alone, but because of the way he touched lives. Whether visiting hospitals, helping children during long treatments, or simply bringing smiles to everyone who met him, he showed that even the smallest being can create a huge impact. And this is a reflection I carry with me, and one I want you to carry too. Greatness has nothing to do with height. Greatness is what you give to the world. Bombel also teaches us about care and responsibility. His health, physical structure, and balanced behavior did not happen by chance. They are the result of correct management, responsible breeding, and genuine love. And that's something we can all apply to our relationship with animals, regardless of species or size. Every life matters, and every act of care makes a difference. Getting to know Bombel also helped me understand that miniature horses are not just cute, small horses. They are powerful tools of emotional connection. In a world that moves so fast, where stress and anxiety affect so many people, these animals become small islands of comfort, empathy, and hope. And Bombel was one of the greatest representatives of that mission. And now that we've reached the end of his story, I want to invite you to continue exploring this universe with me. The world of horses is vast, inspiring, and full of incredible animals like Bombel, each with their own story, beauty, and importance. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and leave a like to support our work. That helps me tremendously to bring more content like this to you. And of course, comment below which part of Bombel's story touched you the most. I really want to hear your thoughts. And before we finish, I leave you with one final reflection. Sometimes the greatest lessons in life come from the smallest beings. And Bombel is living proof of that. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.